all of our efforts would be a jumbled mass of chaos if we didn't have direction. And that direction starts with Judge Steele.
Social workers, guardian ad litem's, counselors, parents, CASA volunteers. What would otherwise be chaos, Judge Russell Steele puts into order.
He treats the volunteers respectfully with his words of appreciation.
He's very involved and dedicated to the CASA program.
I've had several volunteers express the gratitude that they have for how Judge Steele makes them feel.
He seems to be very interested. He reads all of our reports, and he will always say, "Mrs. Norman, I've read your report and I appreciate it," and that makes you feel good too.
At every hearing, he acknowledges that he's read their court report. He thanks them for that.
Quite frankly, I'm amazed that they are willing to make the commitment and have the time to do what it takes to give of their time and effort for these kids and families who don't have a strong advocate for themselves. They can't advocate for themselves. They have a guardian ad litem, but that guardian ad litem has probably 150 kids that he's responsible for, and so he can't spend a lot of time with any one child. This CASA can, and that's critically important to make sure we get great outcomes and expeditious outcomes for our kids.
Volunteers advocate for children, but Judge Steele allows them to have their own voice.
He has an ability to bring it down to the kids' level, help them to understand the process, the parents to understand the process, and makes everybody feel a part of it. It's already a difficult situation when you're in that courtroom, but he has a great way of helping everyone understand.
In the court hearing, he will address the child, ask questions, and engage them in conversation.
Judge Steele will just stop whatever he's doing with the court. I mean, he takes all the time needed with each student, and he would talk to this young man eye to eye and be very down to earth in giving him advice.
It's very important for the kids to feel like they're a part of their case. It is their life, and they want to be a part of that process.
I appreciate having a judge that fully understands what ought to be a basic concept for everybody, but that is that youth need to be present in the courtroom during the juvenile court cases that are about them. He understands that and he enforces that, and everybody knows about that expectation. At every step in the process, Judge Steele reminds us that the juvenile court is a process that the youth need to be participants in, active participants in. Whether it's in the courtroom, whether it's during the family support team process, at every stage, it's all about the youth, and he's a constant reminder of that.
Not all of them are real comfortable in talking to the judge, but many of them are, and they want to let you know, you as a judge know, this is what's going on in my life. Sometimes I had one who had done some artwork, and she was so anxious to show me as the judge her art project. And so I think that trying to engage the young people in the process is critically important, because we don't want them to feel like they're just an afterthought, because it's about them, it's their life.
Judge Steele's approach is one of integrity, dedication, and humility.
He is an excellent leader. He is in charge of all the court process, all of the programs, all of the services. He oversees and makes sure that those are being carried out the way that they need to be. And that takes a great leader to coordinate the number of things that he has to oversee.
Judge Steele is one of the nicest and most approachable people that I have ever met, either as an attorney or as a judge. He is a wonderful person to be around. He is a person that cares about people genuinely, and I think those are some of the characteristics that make him a fine judge.
But again, I think it comes back to his communication skills, his ability to communicate with folks, and he is a tremendous listener, and he does want to get all the information.
As we travel down our road to permanency, there are people in our circuit that work hard every day. There's social workers, CASA workers, guardian ad litems, counselors, parents' attorneys. There are people that are devoting their professional energy every day to assist these youth and their families along this road to permanency. But all of our efforts would be a jumbled mass of chaos if we didn't have direction. And that direction starts with Judge Steele. That strong judicial leadership gives us our guidance, it gives us focus when we're distracted, it gives us unity where we have discord. There is not a day that goes by in our system where we don't understand that regardless of all of the divergent populations that we represent and all of the different perspectives that each player might have in the system, we are constantly reminded, because of Judge Steele's leadership, that we are all there for the common purpose of the best interest of the child.